Welcome back. This is day 4 of doing a video diary every day. I think that's what I like calling it, a video diary more than a yap session, because a yap session makes it seem like it's maybe unimportant a little bit. This video diary, I've been thinking about it more and realizing that I almost want it to, be kind of like a documentation of my life and my thoughts, and maybe eventually someone will come across it and find some use to it. Maybe you'll come across it today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe it'll serve as a guide for my future grandchildren, and they will look at this and they will see, oh wow, look at granddad on TikTok. Anyways, today's word, I didn't want to I didn't want to copy this guy online. His name is Zerky Show, the Zerky Show, Zerky. Um, Mad respect to him. This is who I'm inspired by. So go follow him. But I did write something on a card today. Today's word is mindfulness. I don't know if that's gonna come through. It looks like it's backwards, so maybe I need to write it backwards. But I wrote down the definition of mindfulness. Today's word is going to be mindfulness. I think that this is one of the most powerful words ever. If I could, if one word was written on my gravestone, it would just be mindfulness. Um, I think that it's definitely not. I mean, they might mention it as a vocab word in like third grade, but I don't think school teaches on this enough. I don't think school teaches on this enough because there's so many other ways in society to keep you from being mindful. I think there's a lot of money to be made from people not being mindful. Um, what does mindfulness mean? Okay. I have it written down on this card. That's why I brought it out here because I wanted an actual definition that I can give to y'all. Okay. So the first definition I got, well, this is from Wikipedia. This is straight from Wikipedia, whatever this says. Mindfulness. Okay. The cognitive skill usually developed through exercises of sustaining metacognitive awareness towards the contents of one's own mind and bodily sensations in the present moment. So let's dive into this. There's a lot I could talk about on this card right here. So let's work backwards. The present moment. The present moment is so valuable because it's always existing, but you can never hold on to it. It's when you live in the present moment, you are truly living. When you live in the past, you are ruminating. And when you live in the future, you're creating anxiety. You don't want to live in the future or the past. You can reminisce on the past or hope about the future. I hope, that we might get some rain today. I reminisce about the good times I had as a kid. You don't really want to ruminate, although it's easier said than done. Nobody's perfect. I ruminate sometimes. Um, yeah, I dwell on the past. Not everybody's perfect, but if you find yourself doing it too much, so much that you can't stop, try being in the present moment. What does that mean? How do you stop? You can't just live in your brain. If you live in your brain, then what is your body doing? Okay. Your body has to, move around and survive. So, metacognitive awareness. That's a big word. I looked into it, and the definition that I found was basically saying the same thing. It's like metacognitive awareness is the metacognition of your awareness, or something like that. Metacognitive awareness. So that means just being aware. I mean, it's meta. I think means on top of, or something like that. So you know, cognitive is like your brain. So, and awareness is just, how aware are you? I don't know. So, a cognitive skill usually developed through exercises of sustaining metacognitive awareness. Now, what are exercises you can do to stay mindful? For me, I have been practicing a few. I go to this group sometimes. It's called DBT group, or dialectical behavioral therapy. It helps you it helps you consider, I think the dialectical part of this helps you consider two different possibilities at once. So it gives you the idea that things can be both ways, or there's two different ways to do things. Um, and kind of focuses on your behavior a little bit. It has been somewhat helpful to me. It doesn't stop every negative thought from entering my mind, although, it does help me be more mindful. And I think when I'm mindful, I think when distressing thoughts arise, or disturbing, distressing, whatever you want to say, whenever these unpleasant feelings come about, in the moment, it's getting a little easier to notice that it doesn't last forever. Okay. So even though, something troubling might happen and you might be very distressed, you can take some comfort and solace in the idea that it's not going to last forever. And that means that, I think something like a naturally occurring emotion has something like 90 seconds to exist, unless you give it more time and attention and thought than that. If you go down the rabbit hole, well, you might end up in Wonderland. You know what I mean? Like, it's easier said than done. Like I said, nobody's perfect. You can't stop all negative thoughts from being mindful. Being mindful is just recognizing that the bad thoughts exist and allowing them space to exist. It's giving them, it's noticing, trying to notice where they're coming from, what triggers these thoughts, and watch them go. That's one exercise you can do. That's one that I've learned is um, leaves on a stream, I think it's called, where you just picture your thoughts as a leaf falling from a tree onto a stream, and you just watch them float down. This helps with meditation and stuff like that. And meditation is a good mindfulness practice. If you've never tried meditation before, maybe you think it's some woo woo Hindu, Buddhist crap. Well, if you want to have if you don't want to see, what am I trying to say? Let's tie in the other lesson from yesterday. Perspective. If you don't want the different perspective of being mindful, okay, stay closed minded, don't be mindful. You won't get the benefits from it. But if you want to be mindful, it's going to help you process your emotions better. It's going to help you digest life in general. There's so much that goes on in life, and being mindful helps you get through that. That's why I think this should be taught at a young age, way younger, and people would, society as a whole would probably benefit from just being more mindful. Just think about what you're doing. Start to be more conscious and present in your body. Okay? Don't think about don't think, you could think, oh, well, what if we get invaded by China? What if this? What if I get in a car accident? Stop thinking about the what ifs. Live in the now. Focus on the now. If you focus too much on one negative thing, that negative thing might happen. You're like, don't spill the cup, don't spill the cup. And then you spill the cup. Whereas if you were just holding the cup and not even thinking about it, but being mindful, so presently thinking about it, you might not spill that cup. So that's where I'll end this video today. Just try to be more mindful. Be aware of the contents of your own mind and bodily sensations in the present moment. Start being in the present moment, uh, Jones Key TV viewers. I'll catch you in the next one tomorrow. Stay mindful. Thank you.